Hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show. It is the 14th of April. Can you believe that already? 14th of April, and it was sunny this morning. I know it's a bit chilly out there, but it is still bright, so that's good.
We like bright. We like bright.
We like bright. We do like bright, but it is a little bit in between. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Confused. That's what it is. It's confused.
It's always confused. So, how are you doing, Nikkei?
Do you know what? I'm very well, thank you. I don't know what to say really. But I am very well. We thank God. We have eaten a lot of chocolate and a lot of hot cross buns, and it's beginning to show. Mainly hot cross buns. The chocolate's not so much, but the hot cross buns. I don't know what happened to me this year. I've eaten a lot of them.
Have you had the hot cross buns that are in that have got all those other things in? Do you like them?
No. The ones that I've been having have been these traditional
ordinary
ones.
Hot cross bun.
Yeah, the ordinary ones, but also they're quite traditional, and we get them from the bakery at Flitwick. Really nice. They don't have an excessive amount of fruit in. It's just traditional, just nice.
Okay, what bakery at Flitwick?
It's in, so there's a map, but every Friday I go to this little market that is in the village hall car park.
Yeah.
So you have the fruit and veg man comes there, the fishmonger comes there, the man selling eggs, the man selling household things. There's a little coffee shop there now. There's a lady that sells clothes. So it's that type of thing there. So the baker, I think he rents out space from a bakery and he bakes all these things. Although he later told me that he doesn't bake the hot cross buns, which was kind of surprising. They're actually baked at the bakery where he bakes. So yeah, so it's all stuff like that. It's really good.
Is it the Cottage Bakery?
I don't know where that bakery is. What
does it say on the bag?
It doesn't say anything because it's not bright, because he is renting the ovens there, right?
Oh.
So he bakes his own bread. He comes with his bread, with his pies, all sorts.
Okay.
If you have a punch-up for a particular type of baked thing, let me know and I shall bring you one and you can see. They do really nice sausage rolls there, Cornish pasties. Yeah. And then there's a little, so it's good. It's a nice place.
Okay. All right, then. I'll give you my list, yeah? I'll give you my list on Friday.
Yes, indeed. What about you, Cecil? What have you been up to? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. It feels like it's been a really busy week. Or like last week was a really busy week. It's just been busy. Busy and getting up early, and yeah, I think that it kind of feels like that's all that it's been.
Yeah. Do you think it's because it was a shorter week?
Yeah, most probably because I don't take all, because where I work, because it's online for young people, we work 24/7. No, actually that's not true. We work 7 days a week and it's every day of the year. They don't close at all. So I don't necessarily book the bank holidays off unless I've got something to do.
Oh, wow.
But I did book this one off. Well, otherwise you then use up all that annual leave for no reason. If you're not going anywhere, then...
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. So I was off over the Easter and I had the Monday off. So, yeah, that most probably was because it was a shorter week, because now we've come to this week already.
Yeah.
Already here.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy. So... whoever's out there, say hello. Let us know you're watching. We are going to have there's only 2 of us here. Shelley's not here. So as I pre-warn everybody, if we disappear, it's because I don't know what I'm doing. I might not know what I'm doing. So hopefully we will still be here for the whole show. But we are going to have a conversation around AI and the job market? Which one do you want to do first?
Well, I suppose it depends, because the two are not necessarily exclusive, are they? Now, as we know. I mean, the job market, in relation to the fact that we are in a cost of living crisis.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because I suppose it's because of my opinion as to why we're in a cost of living crisis. That's why I'm laughing.
What's your opinion then?
That doesn't need to be a cost of living crisis. People just need, the governments need to behave themselves. They need to remember why they're elected. And they're not elected to go and be supporting people and rubbishing countries and creating wars and leaving Europe and all of that malarkey. Yeah. Okay, so I've said it all out there. That's it. Use your imagination to where my thought process goes with that. But in terms of like AI, obviously it is going to have an impact on the job market. I do not know how. I've not done any deep dive analysis into it. I look at it and I think how we went from the Industrial Revolution through to, like using computers and stuff like that. And the job market was still there. Yeah, it was different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously it takes a while for it to catch up. And obviously we now live in a more mobile, despite my little rant just there, we do live in a more mobile globe. And so people will be able to go where the jobs are more. But yes, AI is very interesting, very, very interesting. It's very funny, very dangerous, but very exciting.
Funny, dangerous, exciting.
Yes.
Maybe 3 words that shouldn't necessarily go together. However, if you was talking about a bungee jump, that could be funny, dangerous, exciting.
And not something I would partake of.
No. Yeah, but
but I know what you mean, because it's quite innocuous if you take the words by themselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we are making the assumptions here. I'm not an AI trainer or anything like that, but I suppose we shouldn't make the assumption that everybody knows what AI is. So
what is
AI
it then?
Being artificial intelligence. Now, I've actually read something to say there's no such thing as artificial intelligence. That this thing that we're calling it, yes, it is getting to be quite intuitive, but it is actually still a very big, massive search engine that acts very, very quickly and can do things. Yes, it was very. I listened to it on an Audible book.
So
the guy was
that then?
I can't remember his name, but there are some schools of thoughts out there, because if you think about it, AI, at least in my opinion, I could be wrong. I'm sure there are other experts out there that could correct me, and I'm very open to it. It's only as good as the people using it and what it has access to.
Yeah. Is that not? Is that's the same as what they said about about computers? Anything like that is only as good as the person that's actually using it.
Yes.
Okay. But are we heading into no man's land here with all this AI stuff? Am I going to be out of a job in, I don't know, however many years?
I think there still has to be human intervention. I mean, obviously, if you live until you're 120, well, yeah, probably you will be out of a job. But if you're going to retire at the state age, and
that's not going to happen, is it?
Your hands, well, no.
No.
I don't know. I don't really particularly see that AI is going to take over all medical, be it physical or mental or just well-being traits. There will have to be some human things in there. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, inadvertently. I didn't plan it. And normally when I hear that voice, I normally switch off, but I was driving. I just could not be bothered to break the law. And what they were saying is that if AI were to take over everything, then we could concentrate on being human.
Okay.
So
Are we not doing that? Are we not doing that anyway?
Well, that's what they said. I would, but I suppose in a way, what he means is that, look, use it as an analogy, right? So, say for example, you are the CEO of your company that is really successful, has lots of companies, right? You are not going to be down there doing point of sale, are you? You're going to employ somebody to do that. You're going to employ people to do that. You're going to employ people to do your procurement and your credit control or whatever, all these things that go into running a successful company do. And you're going to be there thinking about all the strategic and business development and all of that malarkey. I believe he was saying it along the lines of that, but I did conclude that he wasn't being very practical because obviously not everybody has the means to just sit there and be human. We have to go out. We have to earn a living. Not everybody wants to grow vegetables and rear chickens and things in their garden to eat. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. But I do find AI extremely hilarious.
Okay, so what is hilarious about it is when you
I'll
say.
give you an example. If Shelley was here, actually, I could have got her to play the video. So I made an AI video of me dancing alongside the fantastic Michael Jackson. He was dancing. It was "Want to Be Starting Something." You know the bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where you go all of that malarkey. And now I was wearing my dobok, right? And for those of you who don't know what a dobok is, I practice taekwondo, which is a martial art. So I had the martial art uniform on, and I uploaded that picture into this video, and it made it look as if I was dancing alongside Michael Jackson. And when I tell you, for me, considering, you know me, I'm active on nearly all forms of social media, depending on what I want to post. But invariably on TikTok, on Instagram, on a good day, I might get 250 views on my video. When I tell you that video has over 11.7 million views.
What?
Yes. You think I'm joking when I told you that it went viral. It has all of those views. It has so many shares. It went to my to my nephew who lives in Australia. He said it was shared with people who wouldn't even know that I was his auntie. So I say all of that just to say, and then there was the comments underneath. Cecile, when I tell you I was crying with laughter, because obviously I put it up there and I put #AI. When some people are talking like, "Oh, can she really dance like that? Oh, she must be a teacher." And I'm like, "Are they taking the piss?" They must. I said, "Please tell me that you are taking the mickey." But there were so many comments and it all went like that. And I thought, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter in that sense, because I was just having fun. I was purely having fun. No malice or anything intended. I was literally just having fun. But from that video, my Facebook page, not my personal page, but the page I have, Miss Nikki D, went from having 600 followers to over 3,000.
What?
Yeah. It was just crazy. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I must have been doing something wrong here. But I say all of that to say, so that was the hilarious side of it for me, because obviously it was so obvious that it was AI, but it sparked all of that chitter chatter. Obviously, it was very clever because all I had to do was tell. I think I saw it on TikTok, and it always comes up and says, "Do you want to use this template?" So I clicked yes, and I had to upload a photograph, and it did all of that. Now, the other funny side about it is that it does kind of change you a little bit. So my face is quite changed. So when I showed it to my sister, she said if she'd come across it randomly, she'd be thinking, "Oh, that looks like my sister."
Right. Okay.
Okay, and then she would look closely and then realize that it was me. So it is stuff like that where, those are the innocuous fun side of things there. I did another one with a friend of mine. I did two, and on both occasions they changed completely. It doesn't even look like her. Now, bear in mind, my friend, she also does taekwondo. We're both wearing the same dobok, and she's Bengali, right? when I tell you, when you see the picture of her dancing with me come up, right, it changed. She looks like she could be Spanish or Moroccan. Look very fair, white. And the same picture, the same, everything changed to the same, and it was a different author. So that is where I have a little bit of concern. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what is it looking at? So remember, if you go back to the beginning where we said that, and I do believe that it is like a fantastic resource where it's researching and looking for and bringing forth things.
Is it researching, or is it?
It's not making it up, right? If I were to
nosy,
ask you a question and say, Cecile, what are you going to be doing next year, right? This time next year, I'm asking you, Cecile, a question. You are going to answer that question literally based on probably how you feel about me. Why am I asking you that question? We're on the Simply Together show. I might not want to share that. You know, those are all the parameters that are going to come into your thought, but it's going to be based on you, on your inner self, right? Which is things that you have lived by.
Yeah.
AI is man-made. They're machines. They are all things that have been input by men, and yes, it's using our information and our data to get bigger and to get better, but it's still artificial, because when that answers a machine, it's going to ask, it's probably going to answer it based on a little bit of what Cecile has used over there, a little bit of what somebody in Timbuktu over there has used.
But is it looking at all of our stuff? Hold on. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Emma. Lovely to see you too. How are you doing, Jenny? No, it's a bit of a difficult time for you, so sending love, lots of love from all of us here at Simply D's. Right, so is it looking at our stuff? Is it looking?
It's not looking at our stuff like it. Well, I don't know. There are people out there who believe that, right? You would have seen some of the videos. They go around, they go viral, and stuff like that. But in as far as you're interacting, at the very least, as far as you're interacting with it, it is looking. Remember that Louise did mention to us at some point. I can't remember when. I think I might have eaten or done something since then. That they're not deleting those data that we put in there. So I don't know the answer to those questions, and I also don't really know the impact of when they have that stuff. Presuming it's just general people who are providing a service. I have more concerns about people who want to hack it and do wicked things.
Okay. So Jenny and Emma, if you're still listening, what's your thoughts on AI? So I'm not the brightest spark when it comes to technology, all right? Hence why I do the disclaimer when Shelley leaves us. So I'm not the brightest spark. I can scroll through, especially Instagram, and I can watch those videos. And honest to God, there's times where I don't even realise that they're not real. And I'll go and say to one of my kids, oh my God, have you seen this? And all they do is just roll their eyes and they're like, it's not real. And I'm like, really? Are you sure?
Yeah, so there's not real and there's not real, right? So for example, I do know that, I know that going forward, I am going to probably create my AI twin, but I will still be creating the same type of content I create now. So it might not be, the person saying it might not be real, but it does not negate the fact of what the person is saying. So for example, I could make an AI clone of myself and then start talking about Newton's law, right? I know that I'm a great fan of Newton's third law, which is to every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. I love that. And its law is rooted in physics. It's in the old form. You can go and look at it in the library, in the textbook. You can ask Google or Yahoo or any of those other search engines. But it could be an AI version of me saying that. It could be an AI version of me telling you that if you eat less calories and you move a little bit more and you don't have any hobby, with all other things being equal, but are
you going to be saying it?
I would be saying it, but it could be of me out of my AI clone.
Okay. But I can understand that then, because you've told me that. So you've told me that you're going to go and make your AI twin, and some of them videos then that are going to be coming up are not going to be specifically you. It's going to be your AI twin, but the words are going to be your
Right.
words.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I can deal with that. I can manage that because I understand that. It's when I see all these other things that I now know are clearly AI. There's some real
Yes,
bizarre
there
ones,
is, to be
and
fair.
I've
There
just
is
thought,
some stuff there.
flipping hell, who's done that? And
But
that's not even a real.
I know. But to be fair, Instagram is getting much better now because I made something in AI and I uploaded it. It was just an innocuous thing. What was it? I think it was either a photograph. I can't remember. And it did come up and say, when I went to look back at it, it did say, it mentioned there that this picture was created by AI. And I didn't put it on.
Okay.
Because it knows, because they put, as we can reject all the cookies that we like, but there are always some cookies that are going to remain, that is going to tell other computer things that this was created. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
That works then? That because if I use my mobile to search something, you can guarantee it's going to come up on something else. Or if I use my laptop to search something, then it's going to come up on my Facebook and my Instagram and what have you. So what is that then? What is that?
That's a very good question because that's been going on for ages.
See, Emma falls for it too. It's not just me.
No, it's everybody. I want to. But you see, the thing is, I tend to listen to what they're saying. Yeah, the videos are really realistic. I fall for it too. 100%. But
I'm looking at their eyes now because I've been.
Yeah,
I saw
exactly.
something, read something. If they're not blinking, then they're not real. So now I'm looking at the eyes. So Emma, you need to look at the eyes and see if they blink.
But also, I think if I'm naturally curious and I'm very nosy, so I'm the one, I will listen to a video most of the way around through, unless it's really boring, and it has to be really, maybe the voice is getting on my nerves. But I am interested in what the information coming out of that thing is, and then I will make a decision. Okay, well, how do I know it's not true? Because obviously we're talking about things that you've got the propaganda that goes on, right?
Okay, yeah.
There's so many ways to go. The where I was going with that is that I am not. We could easily let our knowledge of the fact that AI is so convincing spoil what is a normal pleasure.
She's gonna look at the eyes.
Yeah, it could spoil what is a normal pleasure. What did I see the other day? Sometimes you will just know. Well, oh, okay. I'm like, no. You're just AI. You're just created for.
So is your first thought, if it's really bizarre, is your first thought that it's AI?
No, because it depends on what it is. So I like all the baby stuff. So the baby stuff is quite clearly AI. And anybody who doesn't understand that it's AI, I feel very sorry for them, and they need to go get themselves checked out. Right? Because there's the sector where they go through. What are you laughing at?
Because I although I'm saying that I don't even recognize the AI and I think all these things are real, the baby stuff, I knew that was not real. But if I had thought that was real, you would be telling me I need to go and get myself checked out.
Look, I don't know what to say. The thing with AI is that you can have fun with it. You can use it. It can help you. It can help you in your everyday job. People are using it to create apps. People are using it for very many things. They're using it as their personal assistant. So it depends on what interests you and how involved you want to be with things going forward. You see?
None of it interests me.
So what, you'd rather get left behind? So what are you going to do then when your kids don't have your time?
I will go with the flow as quick as I have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
Okay. So IT is IT. That's great. But I still take notes by pen and paper.
Oh, well, yeah, so do I actually. So,
you know, I do lots of things by pen and paper. I still have a paper diary
same.
because I like that. I like to have that. And at some point there will be none. And whether that's still in my lifetime or whether that's not, I will then go with that. Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, when I need
100%.
something else, I will go and I will do that. Do I need to be doing? I think for me, part of it is how much of my work as a therapist could actually be done by AI. Now, my face-to-face stuff, people are actually seeing me. So that's slightly different. But the work that I actually do online where I see nobody, I mean, we've had young people asking, "Are you AI?" No, I'm bloody not. I am not. But they
take it as a compliment. If they think that you
really?
are AI, that has to be a compliment because
Is it?
think, yeah.
Go on, tell me why. Tell me why.
So look, take your Gen X mind off it, right? What it is, right? People expect computers to be right? Remember what they used to say, Little Britain? The computer says no, right? And the computer is right. So if you are talking to somebody and you're giving them such perfect answers, and your inflections, well, that age group probably don't notice inflections, do they? Because they're all bloody monotone. But well, not all of them, but you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
If they're saying, "Are you AI?" then they like you. I think they must like you.
Okay.
For me personally, if a young person said that to me, I would take it to compliment. If somebody my age said it to you, I'd be like, "Get lost, you cheeky git. What are you trying to say? That I can't do anything, that I need AI to help me?"
So, okay then. So,
well, that's just me.
In our lifetime, because obviously, you know, we're of an age, AI is only going to go so far. But in the next generation, the world's its oyster then, isn't it? Because actually people can use that then for lots and lots of things. So, okay. So what I've seen now, who did I speak to? I was filling in a form. Emma, you can sit with Nike. Nike is trying to learn how to do all of that. The two of you can sit together.
It depends what you want to use it for. You see, I mean, I like it. I like the dancing. I really like that. And you know, there is an app for that people have created.
Hold on. So I was filling in a form the other day, a medical form, and it asked me if I would be happy to it's about an operation. Form wasn't for me, it's for somebody else. And the question was would I be happy for the surgery to be done by a robot? I know that's not AI. Don't anyone come for me. I know that's not AI. I'm not silly. But is that where we're going? Is that how this is going to progress?
Well, I think I would think yes and no, because oh God, I wish I'd paid attention now. I did actually read an article about it because these things, okay, maybe for routine things, right? So, for example, let me just think something like this: you're having your tonsils out, right? Generally speaking, having your tonsils out, in my extremely limited medical experience, is very straightforward. There might be a very minuscule risk of etc., but it's generally straightforward. But if you then go on to where you're having things related to cancer, or where you're having things related to tumors and all those other delicate things, I think those things can help. But I don't think, but you will still have to have those surgeons and consultants present in the room.
So at the moment, and for maybe for the next 20 years, you would still need to have a doctor in the operating theatre, just in case of something that's not straightforward.
Yeah, because if you think about it, how many people do you know where they've gone in for a routine operation? I know my next door neighbour, may he rest in peace, he told me one day, he says, "Oh, Nikki, I went in to have I can't even remember what the operation was, and then they found this."
Yeah.
They went in for this, and then they found that.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm not confident that robots and AI are up to speed on that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which is why I believe the human will always have to be there.
For now.
Well, yeah. But like I said, when we're at the International Women's Day, regardless of our opinions and conspiracies and concerns there, I don't think there's any government that is setting out to kill us. I say what I say.
Are you saying that loosely?
It doesn't sound correct when we know what is going on in the world, but you know what I mean. I don't think there's any government out there that is generally mass trying to kill everybody. And so far as the population remains the way it is, it can't all be overtaken by AI yet. I would imagine there would need to be a great reduction in the population.
Okay, so to be obviously, when you're looking at films and stuff like that, and they're talking about, I don't know, they would, however many years back, they were talking about 2025. We're now past that. We're now going forward, but it always seems that you still need to have a human still there. So all the AI stuff, maybe it isn't going to be able to do everything. Maybe it can only do so much. I don't know.
Right. Okay. The reason why I said I don't think they're all trying to kill us is with the population. I know it sounded really extreme, Pat, but I say that because really and truly there will be some governance and things that will need to be put in place. Now, obviously, we've had discussions. We've heard people talk about the fact that we don't know where it lies in terms of borders and who owns what and who's buying this and that, etc. But I don't know. Unless we're accepting that humanity is going to die out at some point, I do not see that the Earth is going to be run all by AI.
Okay. So, but can you imagine a school that is 80% robots, AI, and only 20% teachers left, humans?
I think that would be very scary. Because when you think about what we're saying, what we have talked about this even on the show before, where we consider that the impact of screen time on young people and stuff like that, okay, is so far the stuff coming out is not very good.
Yeah. Okay, but if you think about it, in theory, you're teaching a subject, and you're teaching them this, and this, and you only deviate from that if somebody asks a question. But on the whole, that is the curriculum. That is what needs to be taught. So why couldn't a robot do that?
So if you are accepting of the fact that you're only going to get to school to get data put into you to pass an exam and to get a certificate, I have no comeback for it. But I'm of the thought that is not all you learn at school. You learn to be social. And in my head, I'm thinking, if you have a robot in a class full of 6-year-olds who is really interested in what their friend that's sitting next to them is doing compared to what the teachers doing there, that's a recipe for disaster. But I don't know. I don't have a degree in child psychology, and I'm not a teacher. But even just for participating in taekwondo, I can see that.
Okay, but hi Carmela, how you doing? You are right in that sense. We do learn more than just the curriculum to be able to pass the exam. We do learn much more in that environment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's also some people who would say you go in there for a reason, and that could then be taught by the robot and maybe the one teaching assistant that's in there, whose name is Trisha, who might be watching later. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that is somewhere where that whole situation could then be tested out. I don't know, because again, I don't think that's going to be in my lifetime. I wouldn't want that to be in my lifetime, because that's just a real scary prospect. So okay, so we just like AI because we like the dancing and the pictures and the videos and those things.
Well,
what else do we like AI for?
Remember what you said about yourself, that you are quite happy, you like your paper diary, you like the things how we learned them, and that you will go with the flow with technology and stuff like that. Now, I will say that is intentional because that is your choice, right? At the end of the day, in the back of your mind, you are intelligent and sensible enough to know that actually, I'm done with this pen and paper malarkey. I'm going to use my phone, and you can make that choice. You see, and
100%.
that is, and I think there will be a lot of people who will sit with things like AI and technological advances like that, where you have a bit of a mix and match. I think what I'm really concerned about is that people should not lose their ability to be discerning and to make their own intentional choices. Because I know that we're laughing, oh, what do you mean you can't tell it's AI and stuff like that? But on the serious notes, the worry and the concerns have to be real.
Okay, so who's looking at that? Do we know who's looking at that? Is there somebody looking at that in government, for example? Is there somebody looking at
Well, I would make the assumption that there will be some sort of looking at it, because think about it. In 2018, I think it was 2018, when the GDPR came into effect, okay, who knew that we needed the GDPR? Some people would have known.
Yeah.
But people would have known. And I mean, I know I've been facetious at the top of the show, but really, truly, that is what governments are elected for. They are supposed to be there to provide, well, to protect, and serve.
Really?
Okay.
Are they really? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't have a definitive answer, but am I going to learn AI? Yes, I have started. I'm very interested to see what it is about, what it's for. I'm very interested to see what governance is going to be put in place, because of course the governance put in place, when it does come, will come down hard on Joe Bloggs and the rest of the world, compared to the people who have already put millions into perfecting it for their business as it is.
Oh, am I frozen or is she frozen? Oh, I think it's her. Are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. It's quite interesting because it can be good, but by the same token,
it most probably can. And also, we can't change this. This is happening. This has already happened. It's already started. It's already out there. It's already been used. So it's not like, I can't say, right, I am never going to use that, because that is not how that works. At some point, it's going to be in the work that I do. It's going to be.
Do you shop on Amazon?
Yeah.
So, when you go to do a return in Amazon,
what?
You have
Go on. When you do a return,
I'm just backing you up. Right. So, I shop on Amazon a lot, right? So I will go on there and I'm like, oh God, I don't even like this. Or where's my product? It hasn't come. So when you click into it and it asks you all these questions, right? That is all AI. It's all AI prompts. What do you want to talk about? What's the problem? Do you need this? Do you need that? It's the same on my bank. I bank with I bank with whoever I bank with. And if you go on there, it's the same thing. It asks you all the questions.
Of course. This is, so I'm either.
Hi, Louise.
Hi, Louise. So either Louise has been in the background listening and watching, or some form of computer something has sent her a message to say they're talking about your subject and you need to join.
That could
Which
well be the
one is-
case. Look, let me tell you something, right? I had a thought the other day, right? Just go with this. It's a lot what you're saying there. And I thought, oh, I am going to go on to TikTok and I'm going to find out how to. There's a process that we do when we're cooking a particular type of dish called bleaching the palm oil. Now, I had never said this out loud to anybody. And when I tell you, literally the first word I put in the search bar, how to, and it came up and said how to bleach palm oil. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, this is getting spooky now. But I'll tell you what did happen was when I was discussing with my friend, I told her, I said, oh, she said, oh, that they're going to have roast lamb on Sunday. I said, oh, no, I'm getting lamb, but I'm going to cook this particular stew. So the algorithm, yes. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I'm not surprised. So when I said how to, and it came up, the first thing was how to bleach, because that is the first step that you take in making that stew.
Okay,
But
but
I
if you
never said that step out loud at all. I hadn't written it down anywhere. Nothing. It in that 5 minutes, I literally
so
thought.
how does it know that? How does it know that?
Because there's listening things on your thing. I'm talking to my friend on WhatsApp, which obviously is going over the internet, isn't it? So, and I'm telling her I'm going to make this stew.
Which takes it right back to when I said, are they looking at our stuff? See,
but that's why I said, if you're engaging with it,
they've been analysing us for years.
Yeah. But because you engage with it, I think where it has been insidious. Now we know, but before we didn't know. This was just a wonderful thing. To me, WhatsApp was absolutely awesome because it meant I could call my family abroad. And yep, they're all connected. They're crazy. They're totally crazy. So and the thing is, do you want to be kicking and screaming and wear yourself into a frenzy, or do you want to go with it and just protect yourself in the way you can and be more discerning about everything?
I would just go with it. I still haven't got TikTok, right? So I'm not running to go and get these things. I haven't made what are they called? You know, those the pictures that people have
put the AI pictures?
Yeah, of themselves. I haven't done that. Partly because
are you not even curious?
Partly because I can't be bothered.
Are you not curious?
No, but I will go with it because that's the way we are going. Right. So when I say something or I put something in my phone and then it pops up, part of me does that. Oh God, they're listening.
But you see, this thing has been happening much more before. It's so much more prevalent now. I remember this was probably I'm sure it was before lockdown. It was before, yes, because it was before Harry and Meghan.
So Louise said about 15 years ago she worked on Amazon Go when it was a concept store. So Louise is on the show next week, everybody. Okay. And she's going to share. She's going to share more about
I'm looking forward to that. Right, no, but listen, this was before lockdown. And so obviously it was before Harry and Meghan had announced that they want to go and live in the abroad. And I was out with 2 friends and we were discussing various things to do with that family and that man who will be king when the current one goes. And literally the next morning, my friend, she messaged us, she goes, you would not believe what has come up on my Google. And it wasn't even so much that it was them, it was at the actual subject matter. Now this is, I mean, I have to be honest.
You didn't put this in your phone?
No, we didn't. We didn't have any phones out. The only thing that we did with the phones that day was to take a selfie of ourselves in the place. That was it. But what I'm saying, this is long before there. And I'm thinking to myself, and that was just on Google, because remember how in those days Google was still the place to go. And obviously if you were at the top where you type it in and all of that malarkey. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, it has started. It has started.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I thought had started, except
Right. Okay.
but I
But
just
now
thought,
you know.
but now I know, and I think
It's really, and like I said, I don't know. I'm right. If anyone has any questions, things they want me to discuss about AI next week, then let the girls know. So if you've got any questions ready for Champion Louise, she knows
yeah, I was
her
gonna say you'll get better
she
answers from
knows her
her.
stuff.
We're just talking about
Yeah.
our own fears of life
Yeah.
here.
Next week, when Louise is on, like she was the last time, most of the time we sat there with our mouths open because of everything that she said. It was kind of like, really? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. It is, I will go with it. You're gonna embrace it quicker than I am. I need to now check the videos that you post to make sure it's actually you and
No,
not.
so I will let you know when it's me, and you will know because you know me. I'm still using them like snippets of stuff that I've got my phone from before,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it would most likely be. I would go for the more obvious one. I'm not looking to make one that just looks like me. What is the point? There was no point. It would still just be. I'll send you the one that I did that was really good. Of one is I told ChatGPT to make a caricature of me. I said, but make it pretty.
Oh, okay.
I said, make it pretty, and he said, I could do that. I said, I'm not. I said, based on what you know about me, please make a caricature of me, and I want it to look like me and to look pretty. And then it said, okay, I could do that for you, and sorry, my phone is going funny here. He said, I could do that for you, but I would need photographs. And I uploaded 3 photographs. One was a taekwondo photograph where I'd won a medal and I was eating it like that. And the other 2 were just 2 other photographs. And I put it up and it came up and it used the other 2 to enhance the taekwondo one. It obviously looks like me, but you can tell if you look at it and you know that that it's AI. Bearing in mind that we are making the assumption that it is AI, because if you think about it, we still have access to things like Photoshop, all those Adobe things that they used to use before, the Photoshop and all of that malarkey.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do one last comment because I want to share what's going on tomorrow, but that scares me, and the reason that scares me is because I work with children and young people. A lot of my work is with children and young people.
Yeah.
And to know that they could ask for AI to make a caricature or whatever it is of them and to make it pretty, that scares me because they shouldn't have to do that. I know you're doing that for a whole different reason. Did you look pretty? I thought you were pretty already.
I'm going to send you the picture afterwards.
Send me the picture because I thought you were pretty already. I don't know why you need to be prettier.
Because it's a caricature. Caricatures are not typically pretty, are they?
Oh, okay. But can you imagine?
Well, thank you.
It just worries me when we're talking about children and young people who may feel I need to ask AI to make my caricature pretty, because that's just like, really, come on now, you're pretty anyway. You know all that stuff that goes on.
What you're saying, but please bear in mind that those issues and insecurities are going to be there.
Oh, they're already there. But that's what makes it harder, because actually people of the same age as them are then taking that and
I've seen the demonstration of it before. My brother showed me. I can't remember the name of the one that he used. It's not ChatGPT, and he typed in it because we were having a conversation pretty much like this. And he typed in it and said, "Tell me everything you know about Nikki Akiti." And you can see it was working. And literally, he said, "Well, according to now, what I liked about it, it did tell you where the sources are, and it went to my LinkedIn. There's a little Git. Went to my Facebook." And stuff like that, and it said she's active. And at that time, that's when I was posting all those time-lapse videos, and I was always talking about I talked a lot about John Maxwell, about Stephen R. Covey, all of that type of stuff. And it came back and said, based on what I could find, it would look like Nika Ekiti is this, that she's worked for that. But it looks like now she might be a life coach because she's always talking about this and that, blah, blah, blah. I listed it. And I thought, oh, kind of take me quick.
Okay, so maybe that's where you need to be going next. Then is to being a life coach, because from
it's
what
quite
they've
interesting
seen,
though, because when it showed the sources, that is where it picked it up from.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know me and you looked at it like that, I could see why you would think that. And I actually took it as a compliment, to be honest. I just think, well,
okay. Okay. So Louisa then said, so it knows everything about you. You will soon see they will target their ads. Please know that data is kept forever.
Forever, yeah.
Forever and ever and ever.
Ever and ever and ever. You know that song? There's a song, forever, ever. You know, I got a song for everything. So pretty, I was not blessed with a voice, but I have got a song for everything.
Right. So, just to wrap that up, then, if you like AI, that's wonderful. If you're playing around with it, that's wonderful. If you're like me and you're going to have to get there at some point, then you'll get there at some point. It might not be today, but it will be at some point. And it knows everything about you. That's the thing to remember. Data lasts forever. It knows everything about you. Maybe I need to, yeah. Anyway, right. So tomorrow at Luton Library Theatre is the TEDx. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's from 1 till 5. 1 till 5. There are still tickets available if you want to go and get a ticket. Our very own Dee Bailey has been invited to talk. Yeah, this is the first one in Luton. Yep. So, get your ticket, get down there. It's the first one in Luton, and it's going to be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And if you go down there, Nika is going to be down there, so you can talk to her about AI. Are they real people that are going to be down there? Or are they going to be AI?
Well, do you know
She's going to tell me I'm being facetious now. I know.
No, actually, I'm not, because this is the thing. That is a little bit further ahead. But I'd like you, I would like to think that I've gone to meet my Lord and Mother by that time. I'm not having any metal inside me.
Right, it's caught up now. So what was you saying?
Right, what I was saying is that no, I will not be having any what you would call it, chips or anything put inside me. So if you see me at the Luton Theatre Library tomorrow, where I will be watching our own big boss Dee Bailey,
about AI.
It will be me, Morenike Akiti. Okay. I had to put my full name there.
I know. So the real Nika is going to actually be there. It's no AI, the real one. She is going to be there. Okay, but it is going to be a wonderful event. So if you have got the afternoon off and you want something to do, get yourself down to Luton Library Theatre for the TEDx, and you can there are still some tickets left, so you can still get a ticket, and get yourself down there. So we will be back next week
with Louise.
Because we've got the lovely Louise Clark. If you've got any questions, let us know. And yeah, that's it. We will see you same time next week. I've got to end this. I have to end this now. Let's see if it works.